And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved. Mega Factory. This is finally done. Took a while. Even with all the miners I had. Unfortunately, now that we're done, we're good. But we had to burrow through a 40 million lithium vein. That was way up there. But, it is what it is. I'm not worried about it. We are going to clear this out. Now that it is officially done. And now we can build the thing. And this is a massive structure. So let's get our super build on here. Should make short work of this. Do very carefully so you don't double click an area, because if you click it and you click it again, you'll use up more of those blocks and you're gonna have to craft some more. So it's better to do it a little bit slow than to rush it and have bad things happen. I'm gonna let that finish up before I work on the next round. Glad that these lights are here. Look at the lights right around our area, so that's kind of cool. And this needs to be 3 high. We're gonna go over here, go 2 more up, and then we want to, rather than do that, I'm gonna walk this way. And I'll be able to super build and make sure I'm kind of in the middle there. And then the last one there. So that'll give me a back wall to build off of. And of course from here I got to do the same sort of thing. Because it's a pretty big distance. And it's amazing the amount of code that's being run every time you place one of these blocks. So this might start lagging a little bit as I build. So just forewarning, because it has to run a search algorithm every time you place a block. It searches around for the completed machine, and because this machine is so big, it takes a while. So this should. I'm going to go to this side now. Alright, let that finish. The power for this thing, now when you build the magma bore, it doesn't start drilling right away. You've got to actually construct it. And to construct it, you need to feed it power. And it's a lot of power. 1 billion power. 10 times that what the OET needed. So just be aware that it's going to be a very expensive system. Luckily, this whole time I have been making uranium primed fuel rods, so I should have enough to charge this thing relatively quickly. I'm not going to do the final one. I'm going to go right up to the second to last. And I'll show you why here in a second. Okay, let's let that finish. Because I want to come over here. I want to be able to place the last block myself. So I'm going to come back, go right up to the last block. I'm going to build this one out, so this is the only block that's remaining. Let the whole thing build. Make sure that it's done. That's a lot of blocks. See, I have 1 left in my inventory, so I didn't double place, which is good. So I'm going to hop down here, and this might lag it a little bit. And there it is. Ta-da! So it's searching now. See the search complete? It's searching the blocks above it to make sure that it has enough headroom to build the bore itself. So you can see the green area. It's looking in that green area right now for any blocks that might interrupt it. And it won't find any, obviously. So we're good on that. To power this thing, we might as well start, because once it's done looking at this green section, it's got to go way up and search way up there for clearance for the bore itself. All right, so we're going to try 1, 2, 3. What I'm thinking is leaving a space in between so I can put a hopper with coolant and a hopper with fuel and do that several times. So this is a nuclear powered magma bore here. This should find 7 power consumers. I don't know, it's weird that 7 power consumers. It should be 9. That's weird. Oh, there it is, 9. Okay, it just had to find them. So there is 100,000 power per second right there. Well, we want to charge it faster. I think we want to charge it faster, don't you? Okay, now it's looking in the blue segment, and you can see 87,000 blocks that it has to search, as it goes way up there, and it should be fine. Okay, we're going to leave a space just so there are no crosstalk between the two, and then the space for the hoppers. So we're going to build them out just like this. There we go. So there's 200,000 power per second. And there's 300,000 power per second. Not bad, huh? I think we can go more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can. There we go. And if you really want a boost, if you really want to give it a boost, you could figure out a system to kind of modify how the coolant is delivered, because if it's running and it doesn't have any coolant, the power per second doubles. So it goes up to 100,000 power per second on each one of these. However, that's only 60 seconds. So you got to be careful, because after 60 seconds, they will explode. So you can get a little bit of a power boost out of them if you really want to. All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 400,000 power per second that we can feed this thing. All right. Well, we don't want it running out of coolant. So I'm going to put a hopper here, 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 and here. This will be the fuel. And for the coolant, I want to give each one of these a separate coolant, because, oh man, having these run out of coolant would be very, very bad. Okay, where would... There it is. There we go. Okay, so 400 can go in each one of these. 400 times 3 million power. So if you do that math, that's over 1 billion power. So the 400,000 power per second that we're going to be able to feed this thing will, in fact, work. So this thing is about half done with its search. We could start feeding the power, and the buffers on the internal systems here would fill up. And as soon as it's done, it would dump, what's that, 2, 4, 6, 8. 4, 6, yeah, 8 times 5 million power, 40 million power. It would drop pretty fast. You can see it is now constructing, and you can look at this little doorway here. The magma bore will construct right over the top of this, and it's going to just drill right through everything. So hopefully there's nothing below that I've got a use for, because it's going to pretty much drill through anything. Oh, get done already. You can see this thing is unprecedented how big this thing is. So let's start filling. I got a yellow cake on me for whatever reason. So I've got 783 fuel rods now. 783. That is, let's see, times 3. That is about 2 billion power. A little over 2 billion power worth of fuel on me. And we are getting close. You can see it's doing 20 blocks per tick. So it's doing 100 blocks per second. That doesn't seem right. No, it's doing more than that. It's doing like 40 blocks per second, I think, or per tick. Once it's done, it should have a ghost of the drill on it. And then we're going to start feeding it power, and oh man, it's going to be awesome. Never fed this thing this much power before. It's going to be 400,000 power per second. It looks like it can handle 1 million power per second. We'll see. We'll see how well this works with this much power. Oh, that's so tall. Well, I'm glad I dug higher. Do I need to dig higher? Boy, it's getting up there. I went 110 blocks up. That would really suck if I needed to go more. It's getting close. I remember the last series I did, I had to actually go in and dig some more out because I wasn't tall enough. This should be tall enough. 110 blocks. There it is. See? 1 billion 24 million power. There it is. Let's feed it. Power per second delta should be about 400,000 power per second. So yeah, we are pushing. Let's see, the delta should continue to go up until it hits roughly 400,000. I mean, it should be exactly 400,000, but the delta average might not be so good. Slowly working its way up there. You can see how fast we're charging it, though. I mean, that is, you look at the power still required, how fast that's dropping. So as soon as we are below 1,000, we should really see a little bit more movement on the numbers. There we go. So it's about a million power every second and a half or so. Let's see, 400,000 power per second. That's 800,000 in 2 seconds. So 2.5 seconds. 1 million power every 2.5 seconds. That's not bad. You can see 400,001 power. So we are right on the dot. These are all pushing as fast as they can. And we put 400 in, which should be plenty of fuel to actually charge this thing. All right. While that's charging, it's pretty much building from the top. I don't know, you can see the little, I don't know what you would call those little particle effects. But it builds from the top and it works its way down very slowly. Beautiful. Oh, so much power. This is 4 times the amount of power that I put into the charging this thing last time. 4 times with this reactor mod. So last time I had 20 geothermals beaming into this thing to power it, and it took a whole side to beam power into it, and that was 100,000 power per second. 20 of those things. And I'm doing 400,000 power per second, and this thing is just laughing. And then once it builds, then it wants about 100,000 power per second. So I'll be able to basically take almost all of these away and use them elsewhere. But it should have enough power to then drill down really fast. Can't wait for that. It's good. It won't take long for this thing to drill down. That's for sure. $941, $940. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, let's go take a quick peek at our defenses here. I think they're over here. Oh, I got the hiccups. We had another growth spurt just before I went up to the surface, so we should be just now clearing the growth that came off of this thing. Yeah, you can see it fall. The melters and stuff work while the chunk is not loaded, and as a result, everything is melted, but nothing actually falls because the chunk isn't loaded. So then as soon as you walk back to the area, everything falls down and everything kicks back into place here. Where is... There he is. I'm gonna go charge Arthur here. So yeah, we got a lot of cryo still left here. That's plumb full, but he is just burning through the cryo on this side here. You can see I put a melter up top there too, so it kind of clears the area here. Oh, that is still packed in there. Come on, Dazzlers, do your work. There you go. Clear that stuff out. And this is why when you clear cryo, you want a good arena, so to speak, in order to work, because those little growth spurts will come and grow well past, I think that growth spurt came all the way back into about here. This is about where the growth spurt stopped. And so I had to fight it all the way back again. So all of these sides that I put up really, really help with that, because it makes sure the Dazzlers get as much of that as possible to process. And I can help things along. Put a couple cryo bombs in there. Should clear a little bit of the sides. A little bit, not much. Oh, they're both gonna go there. That's nice. Thanks, guys. So yeah, we are now finally getting back to where I was And you can see I want to get back into there, but Dazzler's got to do their work first. Just mounds of this stuff. If I look at my Dazzlers, it actually tells you how much cryo they cleared. 8,400, 9,600. Wow. That's a lot of cryoplasm. You can see how fast they go too. Counts up pretty fast. These things are very, very efficient. Getting rid of this stuff. So here now we're finally getting into the more new area. Digging it out. Yeah, all that cryo just falls, and then this thing comes and it like sand, it'll drop and it'll just keep killing those blocks until it's done. You can see how they disappear like that. That tells you that it's actually working. There's another step, and this one's going to start dropping, and then this one should start going, and then we got to recharge it. But we got a little bit more back here that we can take out. This melter isn't done its work yet. Fighting it back. Good times. All right, well, that'll do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.